YouTube, this is Trep, back on the road to top 10. I'm going to be using the same team as in the last video. You can go check out that video. Alright, this is the road to top 10 for UBERS. I am sitting right here at 119, 1627 rating on the ladder. We need to reach 1814, so I feel like that's not too far off. Oh my gosh, this guy has a 19.3 GXE. I mean, he must not have lost a single game. In fact, I want to look at that. I'll look at that in a second. But anyways, here's the team. It's based around Psychic Terrain and abusing that and just breaking through mons. Calm Mind for Stally teams. Choice Scarf Lunala for helping the sweep. And then a pretty standard core in the back. But I'm going to hop right into the action, and I'm going to look up that guy's rank, his overall record, because, frick, that's flawless, right? But anyways, let's go ahead and pause it, get right into the action, get a game. I hope you guys enjoy, and we did get a game here. So what was his name? Sweet LOL 2. What a great name. So let's just look at that real quick. I might actually look up his replays. No, he just has literally just won that many times. I just figured he was like 40-0 or 50-0 or something like that. Just literally never lost. But 99.3. That seems busted. Okay. I mean, he must be like on a tear or something. But anyways, here's the game. I mean, Tapu Lele is my lead of choice. Yveltal comes out, looking like a hyper offense team. I can live anyone hit that's not Specs. So I'm just gonna throw off a Moonblast. It goes into the Necrozma, which takes a critical hit. That is unfortunate indeed. Just considering the team matchup, I don't necessarily need my Shadow Shield, so I'm going to go hard. Yeah, that's why I figured. So they always try and set up with Necrozma, so I went hard into my Lunala, and I can just throw off the Moongeist Beam, knock him out. And yeah, so that's one major threat to my team gone. And looking at the rest of his team, like, obviously the Yveltal is probably the biggest threat to me. I don't know if it's a Sash or Scarf, but let's find out right now. He's not Scarf, which means he's Sash. And this is going to do a lot. We had a switch in. That doesn't even knock me out, so that's amazing. So we do get to... Yeah, he can't do that because of the Psychic Terrain helping me out in so many different ways. He said, oh yeah, he forgot. Okay, so that's good to know. With my Shadow Shield, that doesn't even knock me out. And I need damage on this. Like, I'm going to stay in. I just am. Because if that is indeed Scarf Yveltal on the back, I can't knock it out anyways. Or sorry, he outspeeds my Lunala. So that is the thought process there. I'm just going to go into my Mega Mewtwo. Why? I don't think he would risk anything. Yeah, he would just go ahead and sack the Kyogre to the Scythe Strike and knock that thing out. In comes the Yveltal. So what? That makes me think he's definitely Scarf. But I mean, look at the rest of his team, and like the rest of my team. I feel like I have a really good matchup. The only thing that's scary is the Groudon. I'm guessing that's just set up Arceus. I'll go into my Arceus Fairy because it's a little bit more offensive pressure against this guy. And I'm going to double out into my Tapu Lele, not expecting him to stay in with his Yveltal. As he does, just throw off a Toxic, which is kind of interesting. But I'm going to throw a Moonblast off and do big damage. That's what I needed. That's exactly what I needed against this guy. And we don't predict the Groudon. We don't need to. Not at this point in the game. So we'll just go for another Moonblast, knock that thing out. That typing coverage Fairy and Psychic, it's so good. He goes into his Arceus Fairy here, which is something. I do want to potentially, I guess, save that Tapu Lele, as he just goes for the Judgment anyways. I'm going to double into my Mega Mewtwo Y, expecting the Groudon. If this is like super offensive Groudon, see, my biggest issue there, and the reason why I did the double, is because this thing is a huge, massive threat, and I need damage. Precipice Blades misses. I run Earthquake. I know it's way weaker, but this is exactly why. He shoots me the GG. He understands where this game was headed. It's not over yet, so definitely not over yet. I'm just going to throw up a Calm Mind because I need it anyways to knock him out. He's not in range. And a crit, I guess, would have been bad there. But now Side Strike will knock him out. GG. Like I said, we were 1627. Now we're up to 1645 on the ladder. We're pushing, we're pushing. We're going to get another game. Stay tuned. We do have another one right here. This just looks like hyper offense. Setup, setup, setup. Ultra Beast, setup. And then a random Giratina Origin. I mean, it's super strong, so... but honestly, looking at his team, I want to lead the Lunala, Mega Gengar Y, but Rayquaza comes out. But this is fine as well. Dragon Scent probably doesn't knock me out. I'm going to go for the Moonblast, bring him down to his Sash. So he's just a Sash Rayquaza. Dragon Ascent does knock me out, that sucks. But it's okay at the same time. Because I'll go into my Mega Mewtwo here. And Side Strike's fine. He's going to stay in. Yeah. It sucks to lose my Psychic Train so early, but it's not it's not like game breaking per se. Because he is still hyper offense, and so am I. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I'm interested to see what Mon comes out next. The fact he would go Marshadow makes me think he's like Life Orbed or something. I'm gonna throw up a Calm Mind as he goes for the Shadow Force, and that's definitely gonna knock me out. So I need to switch out. I'll just go into my Groudon. Yeah. And I'm gonna throw off a T-Wave. Honestly, he's actually slower, and he goes for the Outrage. That's not able to knock me out. I'm just gonna throw up my rocks, as now I can bring out my Arceus Fairy and go for the Judgment, knocking him down to like almost nothing. And he was locked in Outrage still, so it doesn't really matter. As he does decide to switch into Necrozma, but this is okay because we have the Will-O-Wisp. Which is part of our answer to this Mon anyways. People just think that... And he is... Okay, so he's Autonomize. Which means he's... That just means he's Weakness Policy as well. And that means that this thing is no threat to me. I'm just going to throw off a Judgment. Because I was doing 18% anyways, and I could just recover off any damage he did. I should outspeed this, right? Unless you're Scarfed? Yeah. So we are able to knock out the Xerneas there. This actually, wow, Marshadow comes out, and he goes for the Z. This isn't going to knock me out. Like, that's, oh, that animation is so cool. So cool, not even close. As we knock out the Marshadow, and this is looking very, very, very good for us. Out comes his own Arceus. I wish I had my train for this. But we'll throw off a Will-O-Wisp as we do outspeed. We are just, the Arceus Fairy, just putting in all kinds of work this game. I'm gonna throw off my Judgment, just get some damage. That's really all I needed, because of my Lunala in the back, this thing is not a threat to me. In fact, I want to just do it, but I knew he was going for the E speed. He was actually normal gym. That's kind of cool. I kind of like that. But like I said, Lunala gets to come out now. You know, honestly, I'm gonna actually sack off my Magearna as he goes for the Shadow Force. So this is actually gonna help me a lot. And I'm gonna Heart Swap him when he comes back in. Yeah, so we are able to eat that up. And the reason why I decided to go this route is because I don't know, he seemed to be a bit bulkier, so I don't think Psyshock really would have knocked him out anyways. And I'm just gonna throw off a Flare Cannon and take him down. Obviously the Necrozma can come out, but it's not really a threat to me because he this is gonna do more damage because he is burned. So even I could just trick away. You know, and that's the play. So he doesn't get his Weakness Policy, and he's locked into whatever move he goes for. Sunsteel Strike, so he's he's doing no types of damage, and we can win this game with Moongeist Beam. I just did not want to take any chances. I'm pretty sure it would have knocked him out anyways. I'm like just thinking off the top of my head. As you can see, it does 52 at least. But I knew this thing was paralyzed in the back, and I wasn't worried. about the rest of the game. So I'll throw him a GG. We got 2 quick wins. See, this is hyper offense. It's a lot of fun to use. Even though we lost our Psychic Train, as you can see, it doesn't like necessarily matter against offense if you play it correctly. 2 very quick games. That's what I like to see. Another hyper offense team with lead hazards. So I'm going to lead my Tapu Lele. I do have the Magicoat, which is very cool for things like Deoxys speed to kind of slow down the game plan that he's going for here. I'm kind of thinking about taking off Stealth Rock because I don't hardly ever put them up anyways. And even when I do, I kind of like to defog because of the Shadow Shield, right? So, Yveltal being a big threat, but we have answers to it. Deoxys comes out like you might think, and always, I click Magicoat here. As he tries to get up his rocks, no problem. And we'll just Moonblast for a 2-hit KO. Let's see how many spikes he gives me. Let's watch this. This could be funny. As he goes hard, Groudon. I'm at Psyshock for. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna throw up a Psyshock. As he just fire punches and knocks me out. Like I said before, this is hyper offense, so I don't necessarily need the Psychic Train. As good as it is, don't necessarily need it. I want to calc that damage real quick for a Groudon. Primal Groudon, sure. Lele. Choice Scarf, because that's close enough. Psyshock. Okay, so this is actually like max HP Psyshock, actually. No, it's not. It's offensive. To some extent. So it's like... So no HS. Wow. Yeah, this is offensive. And that's really what I was afraid of. I needed damage on this in case he was the Rock Polish set. I'm just going to go into my Mewtwo and click the Size Strike. Because he does... I knew he was going to go Yveltal. I do have a switch in though, so it's not as big of a deal. He said Distracting Sprite. That's funny. And he does have the right EV spreads, so this is definitely Scarf. 1000% of the time. And I'm going to go into my Arceus Fairy, because he's just going to U-turn, I think. Or go hard Kyogre, which is also a bit threatening. But I'll throw off a Judgment. As he goes for the Origin Pulse, that does way too much. And I'm actually going to defog away these hazards, because the Yveltal is in range now anyways. And I'll go into my Groudon. And just throw off an Earthquake. Yeah. Earthquake is... Would he... No, yeah, I knew he would switch. But this gives me a chance to T-Wave his Salamence and slow that thing down. As he just goes for the Earthquake. Nice, nice, nice. He could be Facade. Which should be a problem, right? Like, what do I do here? Like, if I had Rock Slide, I guess it helps. But it's not like I can necessarily switch into this thing. As he's just getting full parried. He is Facade, see? So if I would have tried to go into Mega Mewtwo, like, aggressively, then that would have been a terrible play. And I should be able to win this game with maybe Ice Beam. He's just gonna sack it, but I'm trying to think of like the thing that slows him down the most. No, it was to slow you down. Because I was sacking anyways, like I said. I'll go for the Moongeist Beam. I'm a little bit afraid of that being an Arceus, set up Arceus in the back. As he goes into Yveltal now. That's fine. I'll go Magirna. Would he double? I'm not going to risk it. You know, is it worth it to see if it's Scarfed anyways? Okay, so he's not Scarfed. As he goes for the Heat Wave, predicting my... Oh, he burns me. Predicting the Magirna. Maybe he's Timid Scarf or something? Or not Timid, but Modest? Modest Scarf? RC is flying, so that's interesting. I'll throw off a Flare Cannon. I could have doubled. I probably should have. Boy. Ice Beam, Ice Beam. Kyogre's still at half. So, but I do outspeed the Yveltal. So Ice Beam, Ice Beam. Ice Beam probably doesn't do that much to Arceus flying. If we're being real. And we don't know, because like I said, it could be Modest Scarf. Which means that he would outspeed my Mega Mewtwo. I needed damage on it anyways because I don't have. I want to just sack this. Yeah. Okay, good. And how much did my Moongeist Beam do? 28? No, 23. This endgame's becoming tough. I think I gave up a little bit too much. His team is like, it's hard to break such fat mons like Kyogre Primal and Primal Groudon. My Mewtwo I can still definitely win this though. I'm gonna Ice Beam. It does knock him out. Okay, cool. Cool. What would you go into though? Speed. Why though? To knock off? So I just need a little bit more damage on Yveltal and then I can sweep with... But I can't. He does it to get up rocks. He outspeeds me? Yeah, I mean, 504 speed, that's crazy. Yeah, I thought so. And I really hope Psystrike is able to do this. He actually goes in Deoxys. It's that RC is flying, man. And now this thing comes out. Let's see if a Calm Mind helps me. He actually goes for the Sucker. I'm gonna do it again. Oh my gosh, he's choking. So that's like, what kind of Yveltal even is that? It's choiced. We'll see what happens here. I mean, I guess. I just want to see what item he was. That was like super aggressive for him. He was Specs. Okay. That's... I guess. Oh well. We took a loss. This is the first loss in a while. We'll get another game. So very obviously I could have played around the Yveltal. In fact, I probably should have just kept setting up Calm Minds. I don't know. But I thought he was like Modest Scarf or something. It is what it is. Yeah, our lead of choice, Tapu Lele. He might just lead. Yep, he does. A little fun fact: Psychic Boost or Psycho Boost doesn't actually knock me out, and this thing is a massive freaking threat. So I don't even really have I don't have a switch in anyways. Like Magirna, sort of, not really. As he goes for the Psycho Boost, like I said, doesn't knock me out. And I bring him down to a Sash. And good. Three levels special attack dropping there. I do want to save this, man. 438. This It's just some hyper offense team, man. It's always hyper offense. They love it. They love it. I'm going Groudon. As he disconnects, I'll pause it and wait for him to return. See what he does. Yeah, I knew he was getting up his rocks. I was gonna click Magikarp, but it's okay. I didn't know if he might knock off instead. So he did end up disconnecting and he didn't come back. 1653 is where we sit. I went ahead and got us another game in that pause. This is just a fat team with a Gothitelle for trapping. I mean, I lead my Lele. That's what I always do. Arceus Fairy isn't like a huge threat to me. I'm just gonna throw off Toxic. Yeah, he doesn't have Heal Bell, so this will be good. Get a Toxic off on the Arceus, which is perfect for me. And I'm actually gonna go into my own Fairy and defog these. Yep. And I know I'm trapped. I'll just Judgment, see how much it does. Nothing at all. Confide. Okay. I'll continue to Judgment. I thought these usually had like Calm Mind. If I get a crit, that would be amazing. He just rests. So is it really just to PP stall me? Yeah, it literally is here to PP stall. It's not even. I bet you it doesn't even have an attacking move. I'll throw off Judgments as he continues to do the confiding move. But what's cool is he doesn't have a Moongeist Beam switch in, so it's good to note. This, I might just pause it. I'm gonna pause this and come back once something actually happens. Okay, so one thing that you did miss, I actually he at some point went into his Arceus to try and get up his rocks again. So I doubled around and then got back my Arceus and was able to defog, but then I eventually struggled to death because that's what this thing does. Now, I want to try and prevent rocks because I lost my defogger. It's not like a huge deal, but I'll just go ahead and go into this. And he, like I said, he doesn't have a Shadow Ball switch in. Wow. As he just goes for the Confide anyways. I'm gonna Calm Mind up. Continue to Calm Mind. How many does he get? 32? I get 32 as well. I'm gonna pause again. This is garbage. But I'm gonna be max Spadef after this. Okay, so he finally taunts me. And we'll just Shadow Ball again. He's gonna, yeah. I had a feeling he was gonna let this thing go down. I am 1108 Spadef. He goes into his Necrozma hard, so I'm thinking that he's gonna try and set up as he does Rock Polish. So yeah, this is the setup Necrozma. I'll just trick him. My Choice Scarf. Sunsteel Strike not doing too much. And now he's locked in, giving me his weakness policy. So that is actually, in a previous game I almost lost to this. You can go back and watch it. It was in the last video. I almost lost this exact set, but it's no longer a problem once I give him a Choice Scarf. Oh, I just want an Earthquake. But he might go into his... Yeah, Zygarde might come out. That's what I was thinking in the back of my mind. This thing is, like, super annoying, so I'll just go into my Tapu Lele. As he goes for a Dragon Dance, which is interesting. I'll go ahead and Toxic you. Okay. Well, Moonblast is my play anyways. I still want to Toxic this. I mean, that's making me think he's offensive. Do I just lose this? I mean, this thing is so weak, though. I don't think he can even knock me out. He's calking. Dragon Dance substitute. He has 2 plays. He can attack, or his plays. Okay, so that was that actually knocks me out. That's surprising. How much? 186. I'll see if Lunala eats this. I doubt it. Not at this range. And not after my Shadow Shield's broken. And here's a Z. Tectonic Rage. Yeah. So I was not expecting the Dragon Dance set. Yeah, no, I knew he was running Calps. So he's just gonna get his bulky form. Is what his plan is right here. I wish I had Ice Beam. Because he definitely is gonna live this hit. It doesn't matter anyways. I was not ready for that, I guess? Oh, how could I play that better? I mean, letting him get a +2... I don't know how much that mattered. Once he gets +1 and I don't have a Choice Scarf anymore. Yeah. That sucks. I'm gonna get one more. Yeah, so, like, ground types in general just give me problems. Speak of the devil! So, yeah, this is Hyper Offense. I'm gonna Magic Code his rocks right back at him. Any viewers? What do you mean? What does any viewers mean? Yes, I do get viewers. I mean, I want damage on. I'm just gonna go Groudon because this is honestly like the only way I can deal with this is via my own Groudon. I almost want to get rid of rocks and then put on Rock Polish. I'll just throw off an Earthquake, doing over half, so this looks like offensive. And just in case he doubled, I wanted damage on the Yveltal. Like, this is one Mon that I can switch into pretty... Okay, that sucks too. Pretty easily. Not easily per se, but... But at the same time, it's annoying, especially if it's Scarfed. Because then... Lunala just gets opened up here. And I'm going to actually double. Not expecting the Crozma to come out. But I want to T-Wave this thing. In case... Okay, so he's just Ultra Beast. He's not Weakness Policy. I'll let him knock me out, that's okay. Because this thing is just such a threat and a half. And in fact, I can go into my Arceus Fairy, especially with as low as Groudon is, and just take care of this Mon with Judgment. I don't even know if this knocks it out. Probably doesn't. Yeah. Because this thing is so freaking strong. Oh my gosh. He should have been able to outspeed me though, so it's bulkier. Obviously the Marshadow is a little bit more of a threat. But as I said before, I have Psychic Terrain, so I don't know what you would go into here. Maybe as Arceus. I'm not sure why you would just throw away your Yveltal like that. That was a sack. In UBERS, sacks are like a really big deal. In comes his own Arceus. I'm gonna hope that he lets me recover, and he does, to get up an SD. Which, like I said, does not matter. But I really want to keep health on this thing, so I'll just let him knock out my Lele. Assuming what? And yeah, so E-Speed. He tried to E-Speed, but I'm not gonna like mess around with this thing any more than I need to. And I'm just gonna click Psyshock. Let him knock me out with a Shadow Claw. That's okay. And go into my Mewtwo. and click Side Strike. Why would you... Okay, so that would have given me a chance to set up a +1, which would have been amazing for the Kyogre. He forgot, I guess. The Kyogre is, like, the one issue right now. He goes into the Marshadow, so this is our opportunity to see if he is indeed Scarfed. He'd have to be to outspeed my Mega Mewtwo. And he's not, so he lets Marshadow go down. Now comes the Kyogre. But at this point, it's kind of game over. I don't even think Origin Pulse... Oh my gosh, that was offensive Kyogre, and it just died, so... That's going to be the GG. Yeah, that was a really quick game. I think we can get one more. Let's get one more. So that game really turned around when he gave me damage on the Yveltal. That was fantastic for me. He leads his Arceus Ghost. What would you... I mean, he would be set up, right? Isn't that what it normally is? So... I'll go to my Fairy. Yeah, as he just goes for the Shadow Force anyways. Maybe he outspeeds me. And he does. Okay, so that's cool. And I get a Judgment off on that. He might try and set up now, so I'll throw off a Will-O-Wisp. And he's probably Z. This guy went straight for his Sweeper. That is... Hold on. I need to look real quick. 120 base power. Okay, so that means that I should live if he's Z. So I'm going to recover. This guy's a madman. And he should outspeed me. Groudon does less. And so he's going to go for the attack here. Nope. Okay, so yeah, the Z. The Z comes out. Like I thought it might. Looking at that damage, I should live this next one. So Rocks is my play. He goes for the Stone Edge. I'm not sure why. Because that definitely would not have knocked me out. And now I can just Fire Punch. As he forgets that the Psychic Terrain is up. You can't see it because of the sun. So that's not his fault. Now the Zygarde comes out. This thing has already, like, thrashed me once today in this video, no doubt. So I'm going hard Lunala. And I'm going to Ice Beam this thing. I don't really care if my Shadow Shield's broken, because this thing is way too much of a threat. And he gets my Lele, which is awesome. So that's a free Moonblast. As the Groudon comes out. And I'm feeling pretty good about this game at this point. Oh my gosh, that's fat Groudon. So I can go into my own Groudon. As he's gonna get up his rocks. No, he Fire Punches. So this does give me an Earthquake. He does. Okay, cool. He lets me hit his Groudon, and at this point, I'm gonna predict. I'm gonna do the same prediction as before. I'm going for the Fire Punch. It's not enough to knock him out, but that's okay, because he's on 1 health anyways. The rocks on my side don't matter as much. And this thing was a massive threat. So, actually looking at his team, I want to go with my Arceus Fairy. And just click Judgment. Because that prevents Yveltal from coming out. Not knowing that thing's item. It also prevents the Zygarde from coming out. And I want damage on this. So I'll just throw off a Judgment to put that in range of... Oh, he's physical. That's cool. Which means I can actually Will-O-Wisp you and recover off this damage. Yup. Oh, but he gets the defense drop. So maybe I can't. Well, no, I should still be able to. It should do around 40. Right around 40. Yep. Quick calcs in your head. Physical Kyogre is definitely not as big of a threat. Liquidation's cool, though, because it can drop my defense. But I have no reason not to just recover a little bit. As soon as he does get the drop, if he gets another drop, I'll go ahead and attack and knock him out. But I'm going to get as much health on this, because Arceus Fairy is always good. Always, always, always good. And I'll do one more. No crit, so that's great. And we can just knock you out. In fact, I could have defogged if I wanted, but I would like the rocks on his side for that Yveltal. do a little bit of chip. I'm going to go to my Magirna. Pretty obvious play here. He goes Yveltal, so it doesn't really gain him any momentum. It's interesting. Because what would my switch in have been? Like, why did he predict that? I'll go for the Flurry Cannon, though. Is that the spec set? That would have been nice to... I'll Pain Split. To make sure I have health. I actually would have had more health if I would have switched. I think I actually have to stay in. No, we can go Tapu Lele. I'm doing everything I can to prevent the Xerneas from coming out and finishing me off. So I'll let him knock me out, as you see that might be in fact Scarfed. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go into my Mewtwo Y. I'm gonna throw up a Calm Mind. Okay, so he's not. I'll outspeed him here. Oh my gosh, I did so much. Aura Sphere should be able to knock you out, right? Okay, cool. And then I should be able to just click Side Strike twice. So my thought process there, as this will definitely die to a +1 in the train. My thought process there is I cannot let him get in the Xerneas and set up, because at that range, Magirna actually does. He Scarf Xerneas. Blow me away. I did not expect that at all. But that's okay. Wow. I thought he was just trying to set up. And I thought that would have killed. I actually have to hard swap. To take away his special attack. And I want him to knock me out. Yep. Alright, well, we'll just see. I mean, it doesn't really matter because he dies to rocks anyways. But this is my guaranteed win. Okay, so he was modest. I kind of had a feeling he was. And Zygarde's going to come out and he's going to die to Ice Beam. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The team is in the description. If you did enjoy it, there's the win. Leave me a like. I really do appreciate any feedback I get. I'm sorry for the longer video, but we lost a couple games and I wanted to make up that difference, putting us at 1666. Which is okay for top 100. Okay. I'm totally okay with that. Breaking into the top 100, 1666, putting us roughly 140 points away. Actually, exactly 140 points away from the top 10, which is not too far. This team is so much fun to use. He was actually kind of high, so that was a nice one to get. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.